post-traumatic trauma. Ayun, identity development. Wala tuloy ako sa Pasig. The power of cultural identity on psychological. Wow, that's an interesting. This is an interesting. There you go. Trauma and transformation. A psychologist on why difficult, but why difficult experiences can radically change us. Yes. Hello. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mother B Show. Today is Believe Tuesday. Yes, and parang mahina yung sound system ko. Yan. Thank you for coming to the Mother B Show. It's Tuesday, June what? June 13, 2023. Diba? At home na po si Mother B, nakapambahay lang. Relax Tuesday. Hi Jason. Hi Tin Tran. Juan. 1, 2, 3. 2 Corrales. So hi, hello, welcome to the Mother B Show. This is your host, Mother Blogger. We are now broadcasting in the live streaming universe of Bigo and TikTok and YouTube and in Facebook. Yes. So good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Time check. It's ano na ba? Anong oras na? Wala ko rin. 9:25 in the evening here. Yesterday, we broadcasted in the morning. Ngayon naman evening. Pag may mga racket si Mother B sa morning, evening ang broadcast. Pag racket sa gabi, morning ang broadcast. To our friends out there, if this is your first time, by the way, in the live streaming universe, so I'm your host, I'm your live streamer, Mother Blogger. Call me Mother B. Yes. To Bigo and TikTok. So, masaya and YouTube and Facebook. So, 4 major social media platform, and we're here to continuously upgrade and what else? What do we do, Mother B? What do we do? May tinitignan ako yung mga piyesa ko sa. It's taking me time to introduce myself. Anyway, let's do our opening spiel bago tayo magkalimutan. And today is Believe Tuesday. It's about spirituality and mental health. And welcome to the Mother B Show. Mother B Show is a fun and informative lifestyle program that promotes positivity and good vibes. Positivity and good vibes. Mind you, sabi ni Dr. Althea, hindi naman puro palagi positive. Totoo yan. Hindi naman lahat palagi positive, but we are promoting hope here and good vibes. So we know that we have some negativity around, mga nega vibes, but it's part of life, right? So I have 5 minutes to introduce my talk. My talk is about post-traumatic growth. Post-traumatic growth, transformation through turmoil. And why is it connected to our Believe Tuesday? Our episode is Believe Tuesday. Yes. So it's still part of our major episode. So hindi ko pa change yung ating mga daily episodes. But yes, kung may time si Mother B, nagbo-broadcast. Kung walang time, di walang broadcast. Diba? So it's Believe Tuesday. And the importance of understanding, learning about spirituality. It doesn't matter kung ano yung pinaniniwalaan mo, kung anong religion mo. We're not talking about that. We're talking about their spirituality, your connection to the divine. Why are you here on earth? Why? It's the question, why are we here on earth? What's our purpose? What's our purpose for being and being alive? Diba? We have already greeters. Sarili ko pala yun. Oh, by the way, I have to adjust again my Facebook page kasi kailangan mano-mano ang adjustment. Yes, but before anything else, let me say hi, Pikachu23! Belia's mom, Jessica, hello! Encourage your viewers to share your live and invite more friends. Yes! Please tap the screen and share my live, subscribe, follow the host. So we can, we can chat and you can interact whenever, wherever I'm mentioning a topic or whatever. This is about brain and mental health. It's about body and mind wellness. So what is this about? Why are we talking about this? So why do we need to talk about this? Right? So ano bang anyari? Diba? So yes, so for the meantime, I'll just look for myself here and try to figure out how can I put this in the global mode. Okay, so feeling nasa bahay lang si Mother B kasi I'm really at home. I'm really at home, right? So feel at home lang tayo. Just relax. So it's quite a long day. So we did some rock it to you. Babe, I'm gonna rock it to you. So may mga gigs left and right si Mother B. Kahapon nakapang Filipiniana. Feeling makabayan ng show ko kahapon. Ngayon naman feeling nasa bahay. Yeah, for a while I'm gonna adjust the select audience. Kaya ang audience ko friends lang, exclusive. Juana, hello, Walter Bayless 5. So for the meantime, Professor Mr. Miyagi. Si Mr. Miyagi, di ba sa yun? Sa Karate Kid. Right? So, chill lang. Today is chill day. Relax. See a movie, right? And we already have likers. Maria S. Puff. Hello, Maria Puff. Oh my gosh, anong color ng kotse mo ngayon? Today, summer season na, so medyo bright ang color. Congratulations sa inyong family member na, di ba, parang nag-graduate something. Yung anak mo ay nasa military and thank you for his service, by the way. Oh, my daughter, Rochelle Luis Medado, attorney. Rochelle Luis is watching. What a miracle. And also, Mark Anthony Mantahak Haiktid. Ay, congratulations, Iho. Oh my gosh. Ano ba? Magna cum laude ba sa FSUU? Ano ba ang award? Let me know. So, yes, we're open to, chit-chat and chit-chat. Relax, chill. This is chill day. And yes, overtime na ako sa introduction ko. I'm looking at my stock show format and all this stuff. That's part of the upgrading. But whatever. No, walang kumbaga, ito yung show. This show is designed to chill. This show is designed to share information, but at the same time, create some sense of happy space, entertainment at the same time. Kung na-entertain kayo sa kwento ko, fine. Pag hindi naman, okay rin. So this is more of a self-therapy on how to improve our mind and body wellness. Okay, so honestly, it's a tiring day. We did some gigs. Nag-housekeeping racket si Mother B today with my son. So nakakapagod lalo na kung mansion ang housekeeping mo. Ma'am, hindi biro, mansion. Kuskus, regular. But it's a form of exercise. So I'm just talking about, what did we do today? So how did you do today? How are you? How's everyone? So anong kaganapan sa mga buhay-buhay natin dyan? Right? This is a way for me to address my friends and family members in the live streaming universe and in the social media because again, if I will take it one by one or if I will do it one at a time, oh my gosh, maubos ang life ko. Mabuti na yung isahan lang. So I'm live streaming in Bigo and I'm forwarding. Ano yung mga pangalan? And in TikTok as well. And these are the big live streaming universe plus YouTube and Facebook. And it's being curated. Whatever I say here or kung anong nakikita nyo, ako naka-record to. No, but yes, yeah, and yes. So, well, for a couple of days, I've been watching, reading, and listening to topics on trauma and addiction. So, Mother B, ano ba yung mga topic mo? Napaka-serious naman, di ba, Leslie? Right? Yes, Michelle, Trinidad. Hey, if you like this show, ha, hopefully you like it. Kinakausap ko yung mga ano natin sa live streaming universe. Please share naman the good vibes. So our objective here is just to, you know, nako, if you know me as a mom, talagang mai-stress kayo sa akin. But this is the other side of Mother B. Kaya mother. Ito ngayon yung the lighter side. So make the most out of it. Hi, hello everyone. So again, our topic today is post-traumatic growth, transformation through turmoil. Ano ba ang turmoil? What is turmoil? What is transformation? What is post-traumatic growth? So we will be, we will navigate through an article. Okay, again, basa, Mother B, basa. This is from the article The Conversation. So it's like it's like a magazine. An online magazine. Pero meron silang science and tech portion. Ewan ko ba't napunta sa science and tech. By the way, I'm speaking in Filipino, Cebuano, English. You just have to to inform everyone that, hey, don't wonder if I'm speaking strange language here. This is part of my being strange after all. Well, take it or leave it. Okay, so, hi, Chi! Oh, mushi. Thank you. Hi, Miss Jennifer. Thank you for watching. Yes, they are my Bigo besties, my Zumba Zin, my teachers in Zumba. And I'm glad that you're here, ladies. So, yes, welcome to the Butterby Show via Facebook or YouTube. Yes, although I'm broadcasting also in Bigo for hours. Yeah, at least I could meet my year and my hours. So now, let's proceed to trauma and transformation. So yeah, I've been mentioning a while ago that I listened and watched Dr. Gabor Mate. Yes. Dr. Gabor Mate, he's one of the experts and best-selling author of different books that tackle about ADHD, what else? Trauma, addiction, and all these mental health issues. And it's interesting because of his years of writing these books and really passionate about all these topics. Na finally, now ay nabigyan na talaga ng attention because if you notice, it's like, hey, na-heighten ng ating awareness when it comes to mind and body wellness, right? With all this increasing statistics on mental health, depression, anxiety, and all this thing going on around the toxicity of our culture right now, nako, hindi mo ma-imagine if it's difficult to process, honestly, but well, on the brighter side, dito tayo, because the Mother B Show is always on the brighter side. Right? Look at my, it's like on the brighter side. That's why I have this happy space. So if I feel tired, if I don't feel well, and I have to do my job as a live stream, I have to come to the studio and, recharge. Aside from listening to music, so you really have to find a space. That's one tip, no? You have to find a space to recharge. That's why my daughter said, Mom, I need space. If Mother B is very abrasive, I have a very abrasive personality. You know what abrasive means? Parang sandpaper. Honestly, I really accept that. I have this kind I'm open to my vulnerabilities. Bakit ba? Wala namang mawawala ko mag-open kasi mga vulnerability. Because this is a Be Real BU show. Let me see if my banner is still here. See, where is this? Ay, nawala. I have my banner before about Be Real BU because that is the tagline that I would like to, promote in my upgraded show. It's the Magpakatotoo edition. That's what Dr. Mate was saying na don't be afraid to be open about your vulnerability. But of course, be careful. Be careful who you talk to or who you show your vulnerability. Mother B, paano sabihin mo be careful? Sinabi mo sa madlang people. Yeah, I'm just imagining I'm just talking to myself, at this time. Kami ni Miley Cyrus, katropa kami. By the way, oh my gosh, I forgot to acknowledge, Hair by Annette. Annette, thank you so much. Isa sa mga Zumba instructor networks here in the Coastal Belt, and she also have her own, hair styling services and hair coloring services. Oh my gosh, I forgot to acknowledge her. Mag-go 1 week na tomorrow. Oh my gosh, nag-change hair. This is not a wig, okay? Shout out to Annette. Hair by Annette. So if ever you wanted to upgrade your hairstyle, please go and find her in Gregory, Texas. You can check her in Facebook, Hair by Annette. Thank you, Chie. Ano ba? How do I pronounce your name? Is Chi or Chi na lang? She's 100% Japanese, another Zumba instructor. Nakita ko sa Facebook, I saw her Facebook post na inayos yung book niya. And I said, asa ka nagpa-parlor? Where did you have your hair fixed? So I went there and, really, because I really have a problem with my gray hair. You cannot solve the problem. You cannot face the problem if your problem is your face. So that's my principle. So whenever I keep looking at my face in the mirror, syempre, if I have a show, itatago ko na lang, I just wear my wig, whatever. But now, I can wear my hair freely. Thank you, Annette. Thank you so much. So to our friends here in Texas, please go to Annette and have your hair upgraded. So bago lang upgrade si Mother Business Show, upgraded ng hair. So yeah, you just be, these are just the spur of the moment. But hindi spur of the moment. Na-late ako ng shout out. But yeah, thank you, Annette. Thank you so much. Muchas gracias, mi amiga. Thank you, Chi, for letting me know where she is and, introducing me to her. Oh my gosh, talagang sulit. Because I don't go to salon. I do it myself. Unfortunately, every time I do it myself, oh my gosh, good luck to me. So, itago na lang natin siya sa mga wigs. Anyway, let's proceed. So, by the way, we have viewers and likers now here in our live streaming universe. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you guys. And also to our viewers in Facebook, mga likers and mga hearters. Thank you so much. Marami pong salamat. Florilyn Payosing Salcedo of Butuan City. Oh, my brother is here. Pastor McQueen Oliverio Cabanata. Yes, so again, half of the show is dedicated to saying hi, hello, interacting, socially connecting with our viewers, friends, relatives, loved ones, friends, countrymen, friends, Romans, and countrymen. It's like, hi, kamustahan muna, Maria Cortez, hello. Oh my gosh, so many people in the neighborhood. But again, if this is your first time in the live streaming universe to see Mother Bida's face, please share and invite them to share the good vibes, okay? Okay. So what else? Well, yesterday was our 125th Independence Day, June 12, 2023. So mabuhay po ang bansang Pilipinas. So every day I watch the news in the Philippines about, what's going on. Right now, ang mga bulkan ngayon nagpuputukan, si Mayon at si Taal. OMG, but you know what? Amazingly enough, it's more fun pa rin kahit may volcanic eruption because tourism is increasing in Albay. Albay is the place where where the Mayon volcano is. And ewan ko kung yan ba yung the perfect or almost perfect cone belt volcano, no? So imagine tourism is increasing even if there's volcanic eruption. Kakaiba talaga ang mga Pilipino. Iba talaga. More pa. And what else? As usual, I'm, watching the trends in the news and, all this stuff. I'm finding good vibes there. Kasi, when you watch the news, good luck. meron ka ng pinagdadaanan, na-depress ka na, na-stress ka na, manonood ka pa ng news, lalo ka. Kaya huwag masyadong expose, do not expose yourself unless you can manage it to watching news. You just have to be updated of the weather, of course, right? But other than that, oh my gosh, refrain from watching mega news. So, like, okay, may volcanic eruption, but increasing pa rin ang tourism. Okay. And the good thing about, there's the good side and the bad side too. Like, eventually, marami ng there will be, what am I saying? There will, healthcare professionals like nurses in demand, in the Philippines, we are known for that. Dahil marami tayong mga pinapadala abroad. We're sending a lot of healthcare professionals, particularly nurses. And now, meron na silang somehow deal that, okay, this country will get workers from the Philippines. Ay, mag-scholarship kayo, ma'am. Suportahan niyo yung mga estudyante rito. O, di ba? Hopefully, may mga scholarship, courtesy of Canada o sa mga bansa dyan. Pero, before you go out of the country, you have to do your internship program daw, at least 2 years. Oh, maganda yan. Good news. Don't just leave the country without serving, di ba? Mother be ouch. Mother be scholar ng bayan, pero hindi nakapag-ipon sa bayan. But ito, public service na rin to. So, yeah, there are good developments, and so I'm just trying to filter out yung mga pag-good vibes sa news natin in the Philippines. But of course, as long as you are purposive enough willing enough to find the good news, you will find it. So, well, what's in relation to that topic, karon, Mother B? What is our topic? Okay, our topic is post-traumatic growth, transformation through turmoil. And why is it connected to our spirituality and mental health? Okay, so let's dwell on this article. This was written by Steve Taylor. Steve Taylor, parang friends kami, no? Steve Taylor is a senior lecturer in psychology at Leeds Beckett University. Okay? So, basta siya, contributing writer. And he wrote this last November 16, 2021 for this online magazine, The Conversation. Okay? So, mostly mga academician, yun ang mga kanilang mga audience, mga readers. Nakikimarites ta. So the title sa kanyang article is Trauma and Transformation. A psychologist on why difficult experiences can radically change us. Meaning to say, meron daw mga pagkakataon sa sobrang hirap ay talaga nagkakaroon ng mga pagbabago. Nagbabago. May pagbabagong nagaganap kahit gaano kahirap. Well, if you talk about our country, the Philippines, we're a very resilient nation. Katakot-takot na hirap ang inabot natin, but bakit it's more fun pa rin in the Philippines? Did you not ever wonder why we are promoting the more fun, visit Philippines, despite of all the typhoons visiting us every now and then, every year? Ang mga typhoon parang nag-check-in, nag-check out lang sa Pilipinas. Right? So, why is that? So, since I became interested with the topic on trauma and addiction, because hindi lang naman substance abuse ang addiction. Maraming types of addiction. Workaholic, shopaholic, rumorholic, spreading rumorholic. Yan yung mga simptomas ng mga nega marites. Right? So, thank you for following. So, we have, what is the addiction paano dinescribe ni Dr. Gabor Mate? By the way, again, as what I mentioned a while ago, he's one of my favorite resource person ngayon. And I bought his book, The Myth of Normal. So if you happen to check it out, please check it in the internet, Dr. Gabor Mate. And he also has his website here. He's more on the trauma and addiction issues. So he happened to be a family physician in Vancouver, Canada. And dumating sa point niya na parang he wanted change, and eventually he found a job dun sa pinaka depressed areas sa Vancouver wherein there's a lot of drug addiction cases. So doon siya nag-immerse for how many years, and he studied the behavior, he studied all these things there, and he wrote a book about it, etc., etc. Naging guest speaker siya sa maraming mga podcasters and everything, and webinars, whatever. So, ang daming events na niya ngayon, so he's almost everywhere. But then, ang aking takeaway sa kanyang talk is, addiction daw is like a temporary pleasure with lasting pain. Meaning, panandali ang aliw, panandali ang kasarapan, pero mas matagal ang kahirapan. Sa Bisaya pa, kanang kadiyot lang nakalipay, pero ang kahasol o kaguol o uban pang kasakit, kadugay. Sakto ba kung Bisaya? Whatever. But yeah, it's a temporary pleasure with lasting pain. Example, that's why I realized that, hey, you can be vulnerable, just we're human, right? Tayo po ay tao, pagpakatotoo. So, Mother B, sige nga, ano ba yung masasabi mo about that? Well, my example is myself, like, I realize I have some traumatic experiences or, painful experiences in life, and then dumating sa point that I have to, yung aking fix, yung aking sort of na-develop na addiction, shapaholism. I have an addiction to finding, trash to treasure. I like segunda mano. I like hand-me-downs. I like all of those stuff. Vintage hanggang sa nag-upgrade from hand-me-down, segunda mano sa ato ukay-ukay. And then here sa Amerika, oh my gosh, na heaven ng mga ukay-ukay. Not the ukay-ukay ng mga iyo, but mga first class, ingon pa sila. And it's not just dress, but all kinds of things. And they love this. They have this culture of thrift shop, garage sale. So, nabaguhan si Mother B na addict. I became addicted to buying old stuff and then hoarding it, and then just like, ganun to the point na katakot-takot ang bayaran sa credit card. That's why whenever I have a chance to do some gigs, racket, whatever, kayod marino, Mother B, kaya ron ibayad sa imong utang. Peace ko lang. So, awa ng Diyos, maganda naman yung credit score ko. Pero nga, whenever I feel depressed, sad, whatever, my fix is buying in the thrift shop, particularly Goodwill and Salvation Army. Oh my gosh, talagang todo. Like, before, nagkolekta ako ng plato, hanggang nagkolekta ng baso, nagkolekta ng mga kung ano-anong antique dyan. Pyrex, Tupperware. Kasi I don't have that in the Philippines. Lakwachera si Mother B, so hindi ako mahilig mag-ipon ng gamit back then. Nung na-realize ko, ay, masarap pala mag-ipon ng gamit. Mura pala dito. Ang ending, I become addicted since 2018. Could just imagine that, it was 2000, yeah, I guess 2000, early 2017, na there's a friend of mine na tinulungan ko na mag-garage sale. Doon ako na-hook. Eventually, I helped her in her garage sale na I almost bought her stuff. I bought a lot of her stuff. So, yun. And then it started. And then I thought that, okay, I can resell it. And in fact, I can flip it. I can resell it. But dumadating sa point na, I don't like to sell it. I still like keeping it. And then, my latest addiction is buying, gowns, ball gowns, mga party gowns, thinking that I could rent it out as part of the business or upload it for online selling. Until now, it's there. So, yes, I have this kind of shopaholic addiction. Hindi naman ako shopaholic sa mga branded. Ako mas gusto ko yung mga luma at saka hand-me-down and something that I can transform and upcycle or recycle. That's it. So then that's why I became interested with the talks of Dr. Mate on how to understand myself and what am I going through instead of thinking of it as a problem. Now it's a way for me to process what I'm going through and eventually heal from it and discover the new path. So hindi siya post-traumatic stress for me. It's now post-traumatic growth. Okay? So, I'm Mother B. I'm a shopaholic. Ngayon naman aking shopaholism is more on vintage, mga accessories and jewelries. Obvious ba? So, but this is it. This is my vulnerability. This is me. And I'm helping out myself to, recover from it. And thank God I got this information, helping, these resources that, nga pala, and trying to understand what you're going through instead of, feeling hopeless or blaming yourself. Of course, we take responsibility of what happened. Kaya how do I take responsibility towards it? Work. Kahit hindi na sana ako, okay na ako hindi mag-work, nasa bahay lang, but I have to work to pay for my monthly bills. Yes. So, see? So, instead na masarap ang buhay ko sa loob ng bahay, but I have to work. Kuskos ka ng kubeta, linis ka ng kasilyas, girl. Ay hilig man ka mag-shopping, hala, kuskos din ang kasilyas. I'm not ashamed to say that because it's a lesson for me, and hoping that there are people who can relate to what I'm going through. This is the reason why we have the Mother B Show. Well, if you don't like what I'm saying, wala. This is part of me in my journey to recovery as well. And again, if your intention is to help others, and because you've been through that, been there, done that, and you wanted others not to go through the same road that you've been through, although it's different, but para naman maximize pleasure, minimize pain, and do the most good, because that's the mantra of the Mother B Show. It's not easy to talk about your vulnerability here, no? Siyempre, machichismisan, ay, ganyan pala kayo. Kaya pala, Pero again, if you reach this age, 50 and above, you don't care what other people say. Really, that's like, sabi nga ni Dr. Amen, when you're age 18, you care about what people say. When you reach the age of 40 and above, it doesn't matter what people say. When you reach 50 to 60, people don't talk about you. Don't worry, they don't talk about you. They don't care. Kaya nga nagla-livestream na lang si Mother B, whether I have a viewer or not, doesn't matter. Right? As long as at least there's one, because we still have, of course, people who's coming to the show, and thank you so much. Appreciate you, everyone. Thank you for keeping me company. Thank you for believing in this space. Yes, again, if you like the show, please tap the screen, share the good vibes, because we're just talking here. Hey, if you want to participate, if you want to comment, you're welcome to comment. This is the reason why we're socially connecting. This is the reason why we have social media, right? We connect, and now it's live. So whoever wanted to say something, and in relation to our topic, why not? So trauma, addiction. So trauma daw is wound, inner wound. It's not, ano yung sabi ni Dr. Mate na trauma is what happened to you on the inside, inner wound. No, it's more of the psychological and emotional wound. Yung trauma na bigla kang natulak o nasaksak o whatever, simba ko lang. Physically yun, physiological side. But the trauma that he's talking about is the hurt that happened to you. And then it's emotional or psychological pain. So it's pain. It's wound. It's a wound. Now, ang trauma daw, normally natitrigger siya. Pag natrigger siya, and it's all coming back to me now. Yan, ang theme song ni Celine Dion. Applicable talaga yan. It's all coming back to me now. Because our brain, sabi daw, our brain, wala naman siyang sense of time and space eh. Kung kunyari, if you're in that space, doon ka na, kunyari, nakagat ka ng ahas daw sa isang forest, and then bumalik ka ulit doon. Yung place na yon, doon ka nakagat na ahas, mariremind, matitrigger yung brain mo, masisense yung environment mo, dito ako nakagat ng ahas, then you will feel the same. The emotion, the feeling that you were able to experience during that time, it's all coming back to me now. So, now what's the connection between addiction? So, trauma and addiction. So, na-trauma ka and then you wanted to fix it. You wanted to, take away the pain. So your way of getting away from the pain is having a fix. Gusto mo yung fix, yung F-I-X, yung ayusin mo. Parang yung, because we wanted to feel better. So ang ating mind, naka-wired yan sa, doon tayo sa mas madali. Doon tayo sa less pain. No? Because our mind is wired to protect us from pain. That's why we have the fight or flight, no? Concept, na idea na pag you're threatened, either you fight or you fly. Okay? So, nasa na ba tayo? So, yes. So, it's a response to pain. So, unfortunately, if your response to pain is fix it, but there's a temporary fix, but more pain eventually. Yun na, pag-uusapan na how to get out of that pain. So in this article, it says here that it's human instinct to avoid suffering and try to make life as comfortable and easy as possible. So instinct na sa tao yan to avoid suffering. Okay? And make life easier and comfortable, of course. But paradoxically, a great deal of research has shown that suffering and trauma can have positive long-term effects. Even in the middle of a hard life or difficult situation, meron talagang lumalabas na mga positive effects eventually. So you learn from the lesson or you learn from the experience. You decided na instead na maging bitter ka, instead na maging nega ka lalo because you were hurt, whatever, find ways to reverse it. So it's yung iba na stuck sa post-traumatic stress na hanggang naging disorder, meaning nagkaroon na ng chronic malfunction sa buhay mo, sa imong experience, so kailangan na ayusin. So you need help. Okay, you need help from mental health professionals, of course, kasi naging PTSD na siya, post-traumatic stress disorder na. So hindi mo na ma-handle yung stress. Okay, ngayon meron palang tinatawag on the other end of the spectrum. If this is post-traumatic stress, ito naman post-traumatic growth. So instead na nikupos ka, nikuyos ka, or ni-shrink ka, or you were limited, now this one is more on the growth side. Okay? Because, hey, if you're sick in the mind, you cannot function. Believe it or not. Even if, akala mo lang normal na depression and sadness or anxiety. Let me ask you, if you feel sad, do you think you would like to move something or, do some positive stuff? You just want to stay in your bed or sleep or, withdraw from connecting to people. That's the effect of depression. Ayaw mong makisalamuha, gusto mo ikaw lang, nagsisenti ka na dyan. Yan ang mga simptomas. Then, if you cannot manage it, like every day, Every time you wake up, parang feeling hopeless ka. Every time you wake up, parang mega ka na palagi, na-worry ka na, ang dami ng mga mega na nangyayari. And you cannot handle it anymore. That's what you call chronic na. Kailangan ka na ng tulong. You need help. So, this mother, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a mental health professional. But I'm looking at it sa perspektibo ng ordinaryong tao kasi I'm an ordinary person din.
A major.
I'm not different from you. Hello, pareho lang tayo na naghahanap ng kasagutan. It's just the same. We're in this journey, finding or trying to understand what's up, what's going on. What's going on in me? What's going on in Mother B? Why am I a very abrasive mom? If I am to compare myself, I'm like a sandpaper na every time I talk to my kids na parang nagagasgas. Like, okay, I would like to process what I'm thinking. So, see, there are some things in life that we would really want to reflect on and think about. Okay? Hindi lang, pasakay-sakay lang tayo sa kung anong uso. Hello, mag-isip-isip din tayo pag may time, ha? Kasi if you won't reflect, if you won't think about, internalize mo yung mga nangyayari. Huwag naman masyadong sobra na hindi ka na makapag-externalize. Balance. Balance is the key. Although, totoo ba yan, Mother B, may balance? Hindi naman palaging balance yan. Talaga minsan may muwaba. Ganun ang weight. Ganyan ang buhay eh. Parang bisikleta lang yan. Kailangan talaga maghanap ka ng balance. Life is like a bicycle. You really have to find your balance every now and then. Otherwise, matutumba ka. Okay? So, going back. Okay? So, post-traumatic stress, then post-traumatic growth. Okay? So, then what do we do with that? Okay? How do we understand that traumatic situation? So, again, there are a lot of research that have shown that suffering and trauma can even lead to positive long-term effects. Many people who go through intense trauma, for example, become deeper and stronger than they were before. They even undergo a sudden and radical transformation that makes life more meaningful and fulfilling. Lalo na yung mga nakatikim talaga ng sobrang hirap sa buhay and then they realized, oh my gosh, I need to change. Blah, blah, blah. So, there are instances like that. But on the spiritual side, on the spiritual perspective, for sure, tayo as human being, hindi nga natin matulungan sarili natin. For me, I take it's by God's grace. Meron talagang divine intervention na ikaw ay nagbago. Ikaw ay nagkaroon ng growth and development despite of suffering. Because kung tayo lang, we cannot do it by ourselves. Nope. Hindi nga natin natulungan sarili natin in that situation. How much more after? Okay? So, that's on the spiritual side. Now, of course, tayo, human as we are, binigyan tayo ng utak ng Diyos. Yes, God has given us the brain, the mind to operate it. Yung energy, lagyan mo ng energy yung utak mo, hindi lang yan makina, ha? Ipaandar na, power. Mo ng mind. Maandar na yung hunahuna ba? Hindi mong diwa. So kung software, computer, ang mind software, ang brain hardware. So kinanglan, di na sila magbuwag. So yan yung energy na nagdagan sa imong utok. Okay? If you're not using that, you're not plugging it to the source, walang power, how can it function? So, I believe that there is a divine intervention why we have this post-traumatic growth. I believe na siya. Ako na siya na-believe. That's why it's called Believe Tuesday. And we're connecting it in terms of the spirituality and mental health. Like, you cannot separate spirituality and mental health because you're in one human being. You're the human being. Your body is your container. Nandiyan yung spirituality na, yung psychological na, emotional na, yung mental na, yung social. Ikaw yan. That makes you you. Right? It makes you, the unique you that you are. That's why, hello, if you tend to compare yourself to others, excuse me, Try learning not to compare yourself. Although, that would be another traumatic situation. Pag hindi mo ma-manage yan, dako kayo ng problema. Insecurity is the name of the game. Okay, hi! Alon Saini, Honya Araniego. Hello. Chris Jackstone, Tatlong Hari. Hello. Ang cute naman ang pangalan niya, Chris Jackstone, Tatlong Hari. But actually, this is my student in FSU. Hello, welcome to the Mother B Show. And we still have a lot of viewers in our live streaming universe. Thank you for still being there. If you have questions, and yes, I'm here. And just, para lang tayo nag-eavesdrop, nakikinig. What is this lady talking about? I'm talking about trauma and transformation, okay? So, yes. So, indeed, research shows that between half and one-third of all people who experience significant personal development after traumatic events, such as bereavement, serious illness, accidents, or divorce, even divorce, over time, they may feel a new sense of inner strength when they get to recover from it and to overcome that situation, and confidence and gratitude for life and other people. Well, there are a lot of people that I know who eventually turn around from a life na kala mo wala nang pag-asa, and then nag-transform. And Mother B is not exempted niyan sa ganyang lifestyle. Ako, transformer man din ako. Way back 1998, oh my gosh. That's what I shared during our Bible studies, our fellowship. It's my testimony. Maldita, si Mother Beck. I've got this kind of, dark side. OMG, I got some dark side, dark stories. Kaya nga ghost tour guide ako ngayon, di ba? Dark tourism pa rin. But it was already overcome by God's grace. The key, for me, the key of this is to surrender. To surrender talaga. Now, kailangan may acceptance may awareness, may acceptance that you cannot do it by yourself. You need help. That's it. You need help. You're vulnerable. And you have to surrender. You have to, decide for yourself na, I cannot do it by myself. Hello. Ito kasi, itong article na to, focus on the psychological side na ang ating brain, ang mind natin is wired to go to the more comfortable way. To find comfort. What is more pleasurable, dun ang ating mindset. So, if extreme na ang suffering, ang atong yung mind mismo, mo reverse na siya. I'm tired of being tired. I'm tired of being sad. That's what happened to me when I realized, hey, it's becoming chronic. Nadi-depressed na ako after becoming separated with my kids back in 2016, 2017. It was traumatic for me to be separated from my 2 children. It was traumatic. Hindi ba trauma? Hindi ka ba trauma niya? Nanay ka, nahiwalay ka sa anak mo? Mas traumatic sa mga bata. And you know what? According to Dr. Mate, there was a study because I watched his latest seminar that he attended in YouTube. Nakita ko yung web seminar na yun. And an audience asked about war. So kasi nga nag-mention siya na he's a product of World War II. He was a baby when in-invade ng German troops ang Hungary, and he was given away unfortunately by his mom for survival. Okay, at 11 months, no, baby pa siya. He was forced to be given away just to make sure that he survived. Okay, so it was traumatic. And then one of the audience asked about, I guess she was asking about Ukraine kasi existing pa yung war ng Ukraine. It's traumatic for the children. So, like, ano daw yung masasabi niya about kids trapped in the war And war is traumatic experience, major traumatic experience, not just for the individual, but for the whole society, for the whole community, for the whole country. So, na-notice niya daw na what's the question about? It's about ano yung effect sa mga bata when it comes to trauma, and how can we find ways na magkaroon ng healing sa pain ng mga pinagdadaanan ng mga bata na nasa war. And is there any hope na maayos pa yung situation nila? Because eventually, when you experience trauma during childhood daw, it affects your personal development, your whole being. Even if maging adult ka na, magmamanifest pa rin yung mga traumatic situation before. And magkakaroon ka ng mga behavioral issues. So, ganun ang concept. Now, he mentioned about a study in two separate studies, similar studies about children who lived during the wartime, during Second World War, Finland and I guess UK. So they studied ano daw effect sa mga bata about that. Na sino bang mas naka-experience ng trauma? Yan. And how were they able to survive that, and how were they able to tawag doon, hindi man to be healed, but ano yung mga changes after, no? So, yung mga children daw who were hidden under the bomb shelter with their parents are more better off than children who were separated to their parents kasi they have to be transferred for safety. So, ang naiiwan na lang yung mga adults. So, inuna yung mga bata, hiniwalay sa mga magulang to make sure they're safe. But mas naging negative daw yung impact sa mga bata yung mga hiniwalay sa magulang. It took me a while to explain it, but that's the best that I could. Meaning to say, there's really a big impact if children who both in a traumatic situation, traumatic events in life, but they're better off if you are with your family or people who's your support group. Mas nakaka-recover sila compared daw doon sa mga nahiwalay talaga sa parents. So, oh my gosh, it really boomerang on me because it's a traumatic situation. Your comfort zone na shatter, your like in my case, I separated from my kids, tapos my kids separated from their mom. It's a traumatic situation. Even if in the Philippines we know that most of our children are raised by a village because of our social connection, because of our family orientedness, but it's still different if you're away from your parents or away from your kids. Now I begin to understand. Now that's why meron akong mga depressive moments. I have some difficulty in adjusting to my situation. It took me time. There's a lot of mood swings and a lot of things going on in my mind, plus the shopaholic addiction. My way of fixing the pain, because I'm still in a traumatic mode because I'm separated with my kids. That was before COVID. Worse pa yung during COVID because, you cannot go home. Instead of your usual vacation time, na ito nila yung time makabisita ka sa mga anak ko sa Pilipinas once a year, hindi ka na makauwi. 3 years na kami hindi nakauwi. Marami na kami mga na-miss out na mga moments sa family, and it's traumatic. It hurts. So, ngayon, I realized na, okay, that's the source of my, depressive moments and all these mood swings and all this stuff going on in my mind, in my brain, and it translated to my body pains. Now, I got back pains, tumaas ang aking pressure, borderline na ako sa diabetes. Marami na mga pinagdadaanan si Mother B na mga physical issues. I have to be honest with you. Why? Because I'm talking about trauma and transformation. Sino pa iba yung example ko? Di sarili ko. Because I'm also trying to understand and trying to process what I'm going through. It's help yourself in the process. Ganun pala. Kasi may mga study na sila na, again, if, it's better despite of the traumatic situation, difficult situation. But if you're surrounded with people who love you, support you, believe in you, mas lesser daw ang impact ng difficulty as compared to those who are literally separated from their loved ones. Your source of comfort, your source of security. Kasi diba, like, if notice niyo sa baby na probably yung namatay yung mother or mas, it's difficult for the baby. How much more tayo? May mga human needs tayo. So, now I understand. So, okay, so moving forward, Mother B, so what you're thinking? Now, I call this post-traumatic growth. Traumatizing after the trauma. What's the growth there? The growth is I'm talking about it. The growth is I'm sharing. The growth part is I'm sharing my story, believing that somehow there are people who might have similar cases na wala silang mapagtanungan. They don't have anybody to ask about it, and trying to guide them through or navigate. This is the way. So you might find information about this. So these are the people that you can search for answers. And of course, at the end of the day, it's all by God's grace. Don't tell me, I'm not saying that it's just because of my own initiative and all the resources that I've been watching and reading and, following. No. Prayer works. So, kung prayer na lang, katakot-takot na prayer na akong yung prayer na nga, hindi ka nalulod, hindi ka na, Lord, it's like every day it's prayer. Sabi nga ni Pastor Ed Lapis, when you meditate, when you think about it, it's already prayer. Hindi ka kailangan lumuhod or whatever. Siyempre, of course, that's method, that's way of praying. But yung prayer mo is every day na, nakausap mo na lang talaga sa Lord. You can't help but cry. And the good thing is, by God's grace, the spirituality level is, kumbaga sa bank account pa, mataas pa naman yung deposit ko sa spirituality. Despite sa difficulty. Because that's the way I was transformed. I realized that I'm nothing without God. I realized that lahat ng mga efforts natin is futile if we don't have a divine intervention. We have a commenter on the line in Facebook. Sabi nito, hi, Emelinda Mirelos. Hello, ate. Hello. How's Thailand? I saw your post. Thailand ka ba or saan ba yun? Saan ba banda? Sa Cambodia? Or what are you doing? So, you are one of the best mananahe ever there, ha? Hope magkaroon ka ng show ng mga sewing edition para apil po kung tanaw kay trying hard mananahe man po ko dire kunuhay. Feeling lang. Alterations. So yes, so thank you Ate Emelinda Merelo. Shout out. Hi Leah. Okay, so call me Mother B. Okay, even you know what in Hebrew, even my name in Hebrew meaning weary. Ano yung weary? Mag-ulanon. The name Leah, that's my birth certificate name. Means weary. Mag-ulanon sa Hebrew. Sa pangalan ko malandaan, mag-uol na. I'm thankful for my name, of course. It's in fact it's a Jewish name. I like that, and Leah is in the Bible, so I'm good with that. But I'm finding I have my other name for my persona, the bubbly one, the hopeful, the optimistic, the Mother B. Kasi sa pangalan pa lang na ko plus if hindi ko na isa-isahin yung nahitabo sa akong kinabuhi, na matching talaga ang Leah. Weary. Okay, Leah. Yes. But I thank the Lord because God lead me to this kind of ministry. God lead me to this kind of idea to come up with a talk show, be part of the live streaming universe, because I firmly believe, no, spirituality is, by the way, connection with human beings, to yourself, and to the divine, ha? Hindi lang yan divine connection, but connection to people. Spirituality, your sense of spirituality. You have a connection with yourself, connection with others, and connection with the divine. So, yung bank account ko, kumbaga sa spiritual level, medyo nataas-taas pa, mandagan-dagan pa kung pondo. But how can you do that? You cannot do that by yourself. You have to accept that you need divine intervention. And accept the grace. Accept it by faith. Yon. Faith. You don't see it. You just believe it, that it's happening. And that's called faith. Mm-hmm. True. So, whatever, kung ano yung pinaniniwalaan mo, kung si Muhammad, si Buddha, or whatever, that's not my job. That's not my job to convince you. My job is to tell you my story. If you want to try, good. Yes, alam mo yung transformation sa spiritual side, sa evangelical, tawag yung born again. Okay. Mainit na topic na usapin yung born again na yan eh. Paano ka mabuborn again? In fact, it was asked in the Bible. Babalik ka ba sa tiyan ng nanay mo? Now I realized, konektado pala yan sa transformation. Even psychologists now, experts of the mind, are talking about transformation after a major traumatic situation that happened in life. Diba? Paano ka nabuborn again? Nabuborn again ka lang kung gusto mo? No! Dadaan ka sa mga major trauma in life. Uncomfortable, painful experiences. Then you realize you cannot help yourself. You need to surrender, and then dumating yung pagkakataon na dumating yung opportunity for me to surrender myself to Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. Oy, surrender is Mother B, oy. Then, post-traumatic growth. Because meron na akong pinaniniwalaan, meron na akong faith that Jesus Christ is my Lord and my Savior. So, nilagay ko na yung aking mga burden sa Kanya. Diba sabi niya, come to me and I will give you rest. O, so, sabi niya give me rest. So, Lord, sa'yo na to. I got the sense of assurance that I am safe and assured that a divine power is in charge of me. So, yun. Mag-umpisa na yung good vibes. And of course, you don't just benefit from it. Now, you've decided na I want to do something. I want to make a difference. I want to glorify His name. Kumbaga sa tatay ko, like I grew up without a father, by the way. So, God is my father figure. So, I'm a child of God. That's what I believe. That's my identity now. Importante identity, because when you experience trauma, you lose your identity. Kaya nga, diba, yung mga children were separated from their parents during the war, nagkakaroon sila ng loss of identity. Because nawala yung sense of safety nila yung pagiging comfortable, safe, and they're at a loss. So, if you experience trauma, you are detached. Na-detach ka sa comfort zone mo, kaya traumatic, diba? Masakit. Yun. May pinagdadaanan. Kasi imbis na komportable yung buhay, hindi na tuloy na diskomportable na. It's not just during war, but day-to-day life natin, basta may, like for example, ngayon, sa nahitabo sa Pilipinas, and I pray na maging maayos yung mga nakapaligid dun sa Mayon volcano and sa Taal volcano, mga eruptions. It's not easy to be displaced. Hello, na maging tawag dun sa kanila ay evacuees. It's not easy to be an evacuee, oy. Your house is already eaten by the lava. Walang ka na ng bahay. Nandun ka na nakatira sa eskwelahan. Don't you think it's not traumatic? It is. So it's trauma, it's painful, it's a painful experience, not just by one people, but a lot, like the family. But kahit pa paano, hindi masyadong masakit kasi lahat sila sama-sama. But still, it's painful kasi nawalan ka na ng address. Pero no, identity mo, wala ka na, NPA, no permanent address ka na, ang address mo na nasa eskwelahan. You lost your sense of identity. Yan ang nagiging resulta ng trauma. But on the spiritual side, again, yung aking experience na i-share sa inyo, when I begin to accept Christ as my Savior and Lord, doon ko na nilagay yung aking identity with Him. Okay? Since He said that He's the Lord of Lords, the King of Kings, He'll take care of me, I'm a child of God, claim! Claim, Mother B! So, every time I go through some difficulties in life, unang-una naka-wired na sa akong brain na pray. Okay, mahimo ana, ma'am. Yes, withdraw sa spiritual bank account. Lord, you promised. Lord, you said. It's in your word. Lord, you said, whatever is good, whatever is lovely, think about this. Even if there's a lot of things negative to think about. Withdraw. Lord, ano to? What's happening in the world? Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Diba? Oh. Lord, I'm worried about my children. Do not worry. Sabi sa Bible. Lord, I don't like this person. I hate this person. Love your enemy. OMG, what you keep padungan? And then you realize, why am I so attached to the Word of God? Because the Word of God is your life. Oo nga pala, no? I surrendered. I surrendered my life. So, it's from a traumatic situation, from a painful situation in my life, and yun na nga yung aking way of explaining the post-traumatic growth. Otherwise, I don't know saan ako nilagay ng Panginoon ngayon if hindi ko sinurrender buhay ko. I should have been worse. Yes, if you know my story, I should have been worse. And you won't like me if I'm worse. Eh ngayon ba nga, other people don't like me because I look worse. Abrasive daw. You can't please everybody. That's fine. Even if it's your own daughter. But at the end of the day, pag love mo yung tao, yung love yung ifo-focus mo, hindi na yung inis. Kasi nga, covered by love. Diba? Saya. So, nasa na ba tayo? So, according to this article, yun nga, it shows that over time, they may feel a new sense of inner strength and confidence and gratitude for life and other people. Yes, that's true. Especially if you're like, kahit hindi sa born-again experience, yung mga tinatawag nila enlightened. Enlightened. Nag-iba yung pananaw. Nagkaroon ng kalinawan sa pag-iisip. Kung ano yung pinasukan nila ng mga grupo, organization, or kulto. Eh, nausap sila dito. Feeling nila na enlightened sila. O, di ba wala sila? But, what we're talking about is the change. No? Hindi kung anong grupo ka. Nagkaroon ng transformation. From a difficult situation, nagkaroon sila ng clarity in life, na-overcome nila yung mga difficulties, and then they begin to have clarity in their mind, they begin to have purpose, nagkaroon sila ng identity, whether na born again, na enlightened, nasuhod ka sa kulto, nagkaroon ka ng identity, ni-attach ka sa identity ng the divine. Na-improve imong spirituality, nilinaw imong panghuna-huna, your mind become clearer, you have a purpose. Even yung mga like, example, basketball. Let's talk about basketball. Here in the US, big deal ang mga sports. Yung mga sports na mga like basketball, football, whatever. Denver Nuggets. Blabasan. Thousands of people went to the streets to celebrate and identify themselves as from Denver, Colorado. So they're proud of their team. They have that identity. What if kung natalo? Traumatic yun. Mega yun, di ba? So, do you think nalalabas pa yun sila sa daan? Don't you think that they will go out of the street and celebrate? For sure, it's not because it's a painful situation. But they're the winner. They relate themselves to the team kahit hindi sila kilala ng team. And that's how they feel. Dumami yung mga tao, the same feeling of, joy and happiness because the team win, because they identify themselves to that team. See? Kung talo, sino? Taga saan ka? Miami? Di ba, Pildi, Florida? Miami Heat? Ano ba? So, even in sports, in different aspects of life, trauma is pain. It's a wound, emotional, physical wound, psychological. And then suddenly there's a transformation. Yung suddenly, where's the spark coming from? So malaking factor yung social connection, support, no, from the people who loves you or support you despite of what happened to you, right? So meron ka talagang mga turn around moment. So in my case, there's a lot of I got a very good family, and shout out to the Oliveri family. My Tita Rose Hansen, who's with me all the way in my tragic moments. Tragic tayo nakasmile kasi nga, naano ka na, post-traumatic growth. Hindi na painful i-remember kasi na-overcome mo by God's grace. Okay. There are people who supported me when I was looking for answer and looking for spiritual support. Si Tita Milag Oliverio Minyosa. Shout out ang mga titas. I'm surrounded with a lot of family members who loves me. And by God's grace. So, I will never be who I am without them too. Hindi ako makapagsalita, makakashare sa into this open. Oh my gosh, like you're opening yourself to the world. Who cares? Nobody cares, madami. Kaya I'm confident kasi I guess nobody cares. Yun na nga yung ngayon, yung trend ngayon. If you reach that age, nobody think of you. Kaya huwag ka masyado ma-conscious, huwag ka masyado ma-insecure, hindi ka masyado... They're just thinking of themselves, don't worry. Yes, but again, somehow, one of the audience, one of the viewers here, might happen to relate to my story, and I feel good about it. So, ito na yung stage na post-traumatic growth. So, you find a sense of purpose. Time check, it's 1 hour. We're already broadcasting for 1 hour and 12 minutes and 32 seconds. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to Manuel, Donao, yes, Mioal, yes, Miyosal. Thank you for following the creator, the live creator. Sabi sa TikTok, live creator, live streamer, whatever you call that as long as we're live. Okay, hi Benoit. Hi Mike, hi Dan, Luyen, hello, Jed, hello, welcome to the Mother B Show. Okay, so, we already have 14 viewers. Nika Batukan Morales de Loso, hello, welcome to the Mother B Show. Teka muna, bunod na ito. Narinig mo yung aking sound? Okay naman pala. So, kasi ako. Alam mo yung earphone ko, ginagamit ko to kasi para hindi protection sa aking hearing. Right? Para di ta majungol. Okay. So, yes, shout out to who else? Richmond Maceda Haka. Hello, Richmond. Jing Bishop. Hello. So, thank you everyone. So, these people who's in the list, and I'm thankful because one way or the other, we got a connection, and these people are very supportive, and thank God for your lives, guys. Thank you. Kaya, 50 anyos na si Mother B. Sa dami, umabot na tayo ng 50 years by God's grace. Marami-rami na yung mga taong nagkaroon ng impact sa buhay natin at tayo rin nagkaroon ng impact sa kanila. Basta importante hindi ka impacto. So yes, trauma and transformation. So hindi lang yung it's not like after a difficult situation, you get worse. No. Marami pa rin cases that after all the trauma and tragedies, nagkakaroon pa rin ng development. That's what you call post-traumatic growth. Okay? So they may develop more intimate and authentic relationships and have a wider perspective with a clear sense of what is important in life and what isn't. In psychology, this is referred to as post-traumatic growth. Nagkakaroon na ng clarity ng direction ng buhay. Okay? Sa Bisaya pa, nadala. Oh no, sa Tagalog nadala o nitagam. Ako, mahigin ako pagkatagam. My goal, my hope, to get out from the debt. Utang. How I wish that I could get away from my utang because of my being shopaholic. That's my issue right now. What will I get from, because kasi nag-talk show ka, Mother Be, yan tuloy. Malalaman nila yung hindi naman to sikreto kasi I don't want it to be a secret. I want it to be a lesson for others to learn. Because that's my purpose. That's what makes me happy and that's what makes me at peace. And I believe that God is happy with this. Yeah, because I wanted to glorify His name. That's how I love Jesus. I love my God. Because talagang nag-iba yung buhay ko after accepting Him as my Lord and Savior. Kaya, di ba, it's Believe Tuesday. It's all about spirituality and mental health. Okay. Over the past 15 years, sabi niya, as a psychologist, I've been researching and especially dramatic form of post-traumatic growth that I call transformation through turmoil. Ayun na, dramatic form. Transformation to turmoil. Ano yung turmoil? Ka lang, gubot ba? Talagang siging-siging ka sa Bisaya pa. Gubot na kinabuhi. It sometimes happens to soldiers on a battlefield, to the inmates of the prison camps who are on the verge of starvation, or to people who have been through periods of severe addiction, depression, bereavement, or illness. So yun daw yung mga cases nun, especially yung galing sa gera, and then they saw the atrocities, the brutality of war. Ayaw na nilang mangyari yun and they wanted to make a difference. Okay? Some people experience bereavement or loss or tragedy in the family and they don't want it to happen to others, right? Sa akin naman yung, I don't want to be depressed. I'm tired of being sad. Lord, help me. I don't want to be sad. Diba? Rejoice in the Lord. Always and again, I say rejoice. Oo nga pala, no? Rejoice. Fruit of the Holy Spirit, love, joy, peace. Love, joy, peace. O bago ang peace, joy. Imagine. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control. So that's the 9 fruits of the Holy Spirit in the Bible. Ngayon, love, una, joy. Biro mo yan? Wala kang kawala. Instead that you feel bitter, you feel weary, you feel sad, sabi ni Lord, joy. Rejoice in the Lord always. And again, I said rejoice. Wala ka escape if you believe in the Bible, of course. Again, this show is not forcing you to believe in what I believe, but I hope that you will believe too. Because, ganda ng effect sa akin. Bahala kayo. Go to the world and preach the gospel. Di ba? So, hindi naman sinabing hintayin mo silang tumanggap. So again, in the biblical perspective, wala tayong kawala. Instead of being sad, rejoice. You hate your enemy, love your enemy. You're fearful, you're anxious, do not fear. So, be grateful. So, again, those people who have extreme, dramatic trauma or, painful experiences in life, it turned out to be more on the positive side. Because they have a sense of purpose, they don't want others to experience that. Take for example, yung pagiging resilient natin sa mga bagyo. Ilang bagyo nang dumaan. Syaro, wala tayong mga ano yan, disaster reduction group. O see, ang tawag nila doon, nagkaroon na-organize na yung disaster response to Baek-ek sa Pinas. And I'm so thankful. It's good news because we are now more prepared sa mga disasters because we're always exposed to that. Might as well nadala na tayo sa mga tragedies and all these traumatic environmental events. Pinag-aralan, nagkaroon ng sistema, nagkaroon ng mga disaster reduction organization, whatever, mitigation, na-improve. Na-mitigate, na-minimize ang loss, na-minimize ang mga damages. Like in the news in Albay, I guess this secretary of the DSWD secretary ba? Hindi ko lang matatandaan kung sino pangalan. Sorry for my memory. But he appreciated the effort of the politicians, of the leaders in Albay, the province of Albay, because they were prepared. They were prepared. They even buying the vegetables of the farmers within the 6-kilometer radius danger zone. They're buying the kalabasa, the squash to be given to be distributed doon sa feeding sa mga evacuation center. And despite of the tragedy, they're doing good stuff there. Kasi nga, that's the dramatic change. Ang tawag nan, post-traumatic growth. Transform, diba? So, people report feeling as if they have taken on a new identity. New identity, nagbago na yung identity. They shift into a much more intense and expansive awareness with a powerful sense of well-being. The world around them seems more real and beautiful. They feel more connected to other people and to nature. That's on the ecological side. So, why do I have this Mother Bee show? Na pwede naman ako hindi mag-broadcast. Because when I was like, I was in my journey to mental health and wellness, and I realized, I saw a report na, doon dito nga sa Amerika, lisod pa gani ang tao pag, digest ani ng mga information about mental health after COVID, and I got COVID, and then I was so conscious with my memory, how COVID affects your memories. Oh my gosh, what will I do? So now there is the platform that I'm using, the Mother Bee Show, to share information, talk about it, talk therapy somehow. Parang just share your story, and baka may makapulot sa kwento mo. Hanggang sa, eto na ngayon, and then I enjoy what I'm doing, and I'm happy about it. Thank God. There are people as far as Australia, UK, Dubai, who's responding to the show. Shout out to Cousin Joy, Jo Maris, Lilette, and all the people all over the world who's trusting the Mother Bee Show. And later on, magkakaroon na ng mga other production sa Mother Bee, with Mother Bee, kasi siguro naniwala sila sa mga pinagsasabi ko nito. Or they related to it. Whatever. As long as you have an impact. So, I couldn't just imagine kung lang ako nagmumukmuk, nagsisenti, nagpo-post ng mga nega sa Facebook. Wala akong contribution sa mundo. Okay? So the waking up moment in his new book, he shared some cases and explore why we can learn from this transformation and how we can apply this to our own personal development. So, take for example, ito daw si Adrian, who was locked up in a tiny cell for 23 hours a day. He doesn't have an idea kung makakalabas pa siya, but he was able to get through that, and he changed in a kind of spontaneous meditation practice. Despite of his difficulty in a tiny cell, nakakita siya ng estatwan ng Buddha. Yun na yung ginamit niyang object sa kanyang meditation. Siguro he learned about meditation. Nag-practice siya ng meditation doon. Nag-pray doon sa loob ng cell. Nag-ending, imbis na nega ang kanyang itsura, parang naman na-improve na yun siya doon sa cell, sa prisuhan. Right? So he began to focus his attention on the statute for long periods. Over the next few weeks, Adrian began to feel more at peace until he experienced a sudden shift. See? Nagkaroon ng na switch on. Instead of focusing on the difficulty, nagkaroon siya ng object na dun siya mag-focus, mag-meditate, na switch on. Okay, so what happened to him? So nagkaroon siya ng different mindset instead na maging bitter because he was imprisoned, but he found peace. Okay? So, the breakdown of identity. Sabi niya, it is important to note that there is nothing religious daw about transformation through turmoil. So, ito na siya, play safe naman siya kasi psychologist siya, di ba? So, hindi ito daw religious moment. Ito talaga ay, it's all in your, sabi dito, it's transformation through turmoil. Essentially, it's a psychological experience related to a breakdown of identity. Siyempre, mag-uumpisa yan sa pag-iisip mo, di ba? Di ba? Kaya example na yung Buddha na tinitingnan niya, hindi naman siguro siya believer noon, pero nagkaroon siya ng Buddha, parang naging souvenir niya, and then nakulong siya. Yun na yung ginamit niya ng object of his meditation. He changed. But at the end of the day, it's your mindset that matters. You have to decide. You have to decide in your mind and in your heart, no? Na if you want to change, right? Again, nobody will change you except you. Nobody but you. Nobody but you. Tutulungan ka ng Panginoon because He will empower you to do so and enable you to do so. But you have to decide first. Just like what it said, diba? Salvation is in your mouth. Kasi kailangan mong i-declare. Hindi pwedeng, tinatanggap mo ba si Kristo bilang tagapagligtas mo? Ay, yung Panginoon na tagapagligtas. You have to declare it. That's the belief, no? If you want to be transformed, if you want to surrender your life to Christ, hindi pwedeng no. You have to declare it. Para bang, pwede ba magpapakasal ka? Like for example, if you're gonna be wed, for those who experience being wed, or sinagot mo yung boyfriend or jowa mo or girlfriend mo, would you say, do you accept him as your lawfully loving chuba-ek-ek wife or husband mo? Would you say, would you do like, dili pwede, uy. You declare and then you sign the marriage certificate, right? Do you accept this as your lawfully blah 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 husband or what? You have to declare it. Hello. So, yes. So, like, magpo-proclaim ka, mag-oath taking. Okay, I will serve my country. I will serve my position. Hindi pwedeng, it has to be declared. Same with salvation. So, what am I saying? Yeah. So, it's, in my view, sabi daw, bureau niya to, it's caused by dissolution of psychological attachment. So, such as hope, dreams, and ambition. So, yun nga, pag nawalan ka ng identity, walang ka ng pag-asa, nawalan ka ng hope na, yun ang nangyayari in despair. People are dying of despair right now. Truly, it's in the news, it's in the report. Maraming namamatay sa despair, sa sama ng loob, sa nawala na ng identity, nawala ng pag-asa. Kaya nga dumadami ang depressed, dumadami ang anxious, diba? Dumadami ang mga mental health chronic issues because nawawala na sila ng self-identity. Kaya nga, if you're going through the post-traumatic growth, ang una mong makukuha niyan, yung awareness mo, yung mabalik yung identity mo, or you will attach your identity to somebody that you find you are secured. Kahit pa basketball team, you get your identity in the basketball team. Denver Nuggets, kasi taga Denver ka. Di ba? So, kung ikaw ay member sa kung anumang asosasyon dyan, feel nito belong, kasi we need to connect. Human need yan, connection. So, speaking of connection, mag-disconnect na ko, kaya hapit na ko makukala. Okay, so it's dissolution of psychological attachments. So, psychological attachments natin, our hopes, our dreams, our ambitions, status, social roles, belief, and possessions. These attachments sustain our normal sense of identity. So, we attach ourselves. We identify ourselves with that. So, when they dissolve away, kung nawala, our identity collapses. This is usually a painful experience, but in some people, it seems to allow a new identity to emerge. Example, napildi ka sa politika, didili ka na mayor. O di ka na public servant, nawala ang imong identity. O magbago ka na identity, local citizen ka na lang. So, there's a former president here na ngayon, grabe ang kaso diri. Naguna-una. Dati, presidente, karon gikasuhan, karong adlaw. Now, nausab ang identity. It's traumatic for him for sure. It's not easy. So, this is a painful experience for sure. But in some people, it seems to allow a new identity to emerge. So, again, since we're talking about post-traumatic growth, despite of the pain, despite of losing identity, nagkakaroon sila ng new identity. Finding Nemo. So, from Leia to Mother B. Like, despite of being weary, despite of being noted as, very nega, somehow, I find my identity in Christ karon. It's not somehow. I'm a child of God. I know who am I, why am I here on earth, what's my purpose. I'm a child of God. That's it. Wag yung makalali sana because that's my identity. Okay? Nobody can contest that because that's me. Problema nyo na yan. So yes, hello, Raizel, Angel, Baronio, Salmoro, hello, aking mga angels, mga loved ones na Bayan Telpa, oh my gosh. So yes, well, it also indicates that such deep-rooted and consequential changes, yung mga nangyayari, usually mga pinagdadaanan, usually remain indefinitely. Hindi natin alam kung kailan, but again, kung may mga pagbabago, normally, indefinite naman. Hi, Amina! Hello! Thank you, Doris! Thank you for coming to the show. Yes, so this is the reason why, yun na nga, yung sabi niya, hindi daw siya naniniwala na ang phenomenon can be explained away as self-delusion or disassociation. It's like a mental process of disconnecting from one's thought, feelings, memories, or sense of identity. So, sabi, remember, I'm reading from somebody's mind. But I'm not saying I agree to him or I'm not saying you agree to me too. Let's do our due diligence. Tayo ay mag-research, tayo ay mag-isip, gamitin ang mga otak brain. You might be listening, watching me for a few seconds. I don't mind. Thank you so much. Kahit pa 3, 2, 1 second, okay lang. As long as mailabas ko to, ma-share ko to, hindi ko na problema kung may bumasa o wala. Masaya na ako basta makashare ako dito. That's it. Yung nga sasabi sa Bible, share the good news. Hindi naman sinabing share and analyze kung nabay nananaw. Although of course, kailangan natin makita yung analytics, but it's all by faith here. So, yes, transformation through turmoil. So, yung pagbabago dahil sa hirap at mga kahirapan at mga challenges also reveals the massive potential and deep resilience within human beings. Di naman Pilipinas. Bugbog sarado sa mga bagyo. Pero it's more fun in the Philippines na gyapon ng mindset. Masaya pa rin tayo. Interviewon dito sa mga evacuation center, naka-smile. Init guys, Pilipinas, dagay ang reklamo pero guys, smile. That's the amazing part of the Filipino. The resiliency. No? I'm proud to be Pinoy despite of the difficulty, going abroad as a social cost. Ayun mag-ambition og abroad kung di mo anda mahiwalay sa inyong mga loved ones. Traumatic kayo na. Alam, mabuwag ka sa imong mga loved ones. Dollar lang inyong hunahuna, pero may hunahuna ang kapalit sa dollar. Uy, gahila ko ganina, gahila ko og process ana na, oh my gosh, I sacrificed my being a mom because of a good life. But I'm torn between two loved ones. Duha ka loved ones ako dire, Team A, Team B nas Pilipinas. Really, I'm torn between two lovers. My family is everywhere. That's why I'm doing this. Okay, so yes, it reveals the massive potential and deep resilience within human beings that we are usually unaware until we face the challenges and crises. So in essence, in the process of breaking us down, break it down, turmoil and trauma may also wake us up. Yes, so as a people, Filipinos are very resilient. Kung saan man tayo ilagay sa parte ng mundo, tayo pa rin ay pumapayagpag. As individual, eventually we wake up from the trauma and the turmoil because we're tired of being tired. We're tired of being sad. We're tired of being poor. Magkaroon kayo ng divine anger. Mapagod tayo sa pagiging wala. Yan ang challenge. Mapagod tayo sa pagiging nega. Because it's not nice to be nega anyway. To attain post-traumatic
major.
To attain post-traumatic growth. PTG. Okay, post-traumatic growth. Despite of the difficulties, the turmoil, the hardships, eventually, we are wired to find our way and decide that we're tired of being tired, we're tired of being depressed, we're tired of being anxious. Lalabas at lalabas sa'yo yan. So as long as you believe and have hope. Kailangan lang, kapit lang, laban Japan. So, congratulations to all the graduates for 2023. Laban Japan. Ang next na naman yan, trabaho. Next level. Oh, but you were able to go through the next level, the level below. So, it's not impossible that you go through the next level. So, iba-ibang kategorya na lang ng challenges yan. But at the end of the day, the only difference is if you're surrounded with people who loves you, who support you, it makes a difference. And if you are the support person, or you are the one who's providing safe space for the person, or ikaw ang loved one, fulfill your role. Maging supportive ka. Sabi na anak ko, hindi ako emotionally supportive. Ouch! Kasi nga, yun. I don't justify, but I accept that's my weakness. Tough love si Mother B, tough love. I have the tiger, kaya ko eh. I'm trying to soften myself as a butter. Ito yung soft part, the Mother B. Yes. Sabi nga makuha ka sa tingin. I have this kind of behavior na talaga. But yeah, this is part of transformation. Ang next question is, how about you? How about you? Did you ever experience a very tragic situation or traumatic situation? And what changed? What made you better? Is there anything better that happened? Did it become better or did it become worse? So, what happened? So, yeah, if you have the time to think about it, if you happen to be passing by, I'm gonna ask you a question. If ever you, based on this article down, if you sometimes major trauma or tragedies in life, even pushed us or eventually change us to become a better version of ourselves, or find an identity that's new and enlightening and give us a better perspective of life. Did you experience that or did you not? So what do you think about that topic? Trauma, post-traumatic growth. Or do you know somebody? Or is it you? Tell me about it, and you can chat in our chat box, whether in YouTube or in Facebook, because this video is curated. And if you're watching, or you just passed by, or just happen to listen to me, just review the video, okay? But you know what? I'm thankful that you're here. Thank you for keeping me company. It's not easy to watch this fast. I told you this show is marathon. This show is like realistically speaking, I'm just alone by myself. I'm just talking to the camera. But I know somebody behind this camera looking at me now or during the, if you're watching the recorded video. Are you there? Somehow that you'll be able to connect or relate to this topic. Post-traumatic growth. Transformation through turmoil. Did you experience that? Did you know somebody experienced that? Just in case you can share it, huh? But still, thank you for the time. I really appreciate you guys. 1 hour and 40 minutes. It's not easy to be sitting here, huh? But I like it. Thank God. And by the way, before anything else, I leave you with this message. This is the heart and soul of why Mother B is Mother B. Again, it's all about whatever is good. I realized after all this negativity, all the sad stuff, bad, challenges, turmoil that happened. I realized that at the end of the day, I believe in this word, Philippians 4 verse 8. It's in the Bible. Finally, brothers, finally, sabi dito, finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, hey, think about such things. So, we don't have any extensions. How can you think negative things? Sabi sa Bible, whatever is lovely. Makes sense. And now, if you're having trouble processing what's going on in the world, you don't know what's happening, you've lost your sense of identity as an individual, as a group, as a people, as a nation, why don't we think about this word, Romans 12 verse 2. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Magbago na daw tayo ng isip. Huwag daw tayo makisabay sa takbo ng mundo. Okay? Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is. His good, pleasing, and perfect will. See? If we keep on just, riding along, and then ikaw mismo nag-uol na ka sa anong nangyayari sa mundo, nakikinega ka na rin. Be transformed by the renewing of our minds. It's time to renew. That's why there's the transformation there. See the root word, be transformed. So post-traumatic growth is being transformed by the renewing of your mind. Tama si Mr. Sino ba siya? Si Mr. Tama si Mr. Writer, si Mr. Psychologist, Steve Taylor. It's in the mind. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So you will learn and know and test what's God's will for you. His good, pleasing, and perfect will. Who can beat that? It's all about renewing of our minds. So, have you ever asked yourself, did you have a meeting with yourself? Am I able to renew my mind? They are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness. So, it's never too late. Have a meeting with yourself. Talk to yourself. What's happening? Am I not tired of all these difficulties? Decide. Renew your mind. And that's where you grow. So, speaking of growth, I need to sleep so I can grow. Thank you so much for watching the Mother B Show. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I can't thank you enough, guys. But yeah, I hope this makes sense to you. And thank you for still here, being here. Thank you for watching. Who am I to be watched? But by God's grace, to God be all the glory and praise. God bless you. I hope you are transformed by the renewing of your mind. Whatever is good, whatever is lovely, think about such things. Okay? Tumigil na sa kakanega! Sige na, bye-bye na. At ako'y mulakaw na, kaya matug sa ako ha. God bless you guys. And yes, thank you for coming to the Mother B Show. Yes, don't forget to follow, subscribe, tap the screen. Hello. Follow Mother B in YouTube, in Facebook, in Bigo Live, in TikTok. Please, I need 1,000 subscribers in YouTube. Saka sa TikTok, kailangan pala yan, may quota. So I hope if this makes sense to you, as part of supporting the show, can you please share, subscribe, follow, share the good vibes. If it's not if it doesn't affect you, somebody might be affected here. Mwah. Thank you for coming to the show. Thank you, everyone. God bless you and good night, everyone. Time check, it's 11:09. Bye-bye. Love, babu. Till next time, God willing.